Hi guys, welcome to Classic Real Comedies, Facts, Trivia. Thank you for stopping by today's video. 16 facts about Gomer Pyle from the Andy Griffith Show. Singing was always a part of his life. Whether it was in church choir or high school glee club, Jim Nabors was always singing. But it was never a situation where he would be performing solo. The closest he came was while attending to the University of Alabama, singing at their fraternity house. His first job. Jim's first real job brought him to New York City, where he earned $55 a day working as a typist for the United Nations. It wasn't much salary, he told the press, Sun Bulletin, but the work was interesting. And then he was a film cutter. Moving from New York to Chattanooga, Tennessee, he started working on NBC affiliate TV station as a film cutter, feeling a need to somehow get a little closer to show business, as he explained in The Times. What he did was mostly insert commercials into late movies, but I was sort of in show business, which was just fine. He was drawn to Hollywood. The appeal of the show business and struggling with asthma in Tennessee combined to lead Jim Nabors to Hollywood, where his experience at the NBC affiliate led him to become an assistant film editor at NBC there. Simultaneously, he began performing as a singer and a comic at a few establishments, including the Horn, a tavern in Santa Monica. The audience, which would become a common theme, was caught by the surprise with his high-pitched comedy voice and then the baritone he revealed to himself to be a singer. Andy Griffith was a major influence. What was originally brought Andy Griffith fame was his stage persona of a Southerner offering up a unique take on something very American in a routine titled What It Was Football. Explains pop culture historian Jeffrey Mark. He approached it as if a Southerner doesn't know what football is. Back then it was funny, and at one point he would sing, so that's what Jim Nabors was doing, the hick act, after which he would open his mouth and sing with that glorious voice of his. Introducing Gomer Pyle. Sitcoms must change situations or add characters, otherwise you're writing the same story over and over again, adds Jeffrey Mark. So they wrote Gomer Pyle in. It's one of those things where they tried it once and the audience loved it and his co-workers loved it. Everybody who worked with him was like, wow, he's really good. The exception was Frances Bavier, who played Aunt Bee. She just saw him as a threat. Somebody else would take screen time away from her. Although ironically, they two would become fast friends. He was only in 23 episodes of The Andy Griffith Show. There are certain actors who make such an impression on the audience that they come away from a series thinking said actor was a regular on the show. But that's hardly the case. One example is Paul Lynde, who appeared in just 11 episodes of Bewitched as Uncle Arthur. Another is Jim Nabors as Gomer Pyle, portraying the character in only 23 episodes spread across seasons 3 and 4 of The Andy Griffith Show. He was a fast learner. Andy Griffith Show and Gomer Pyle was the first acting experience that Jim Nabors had, but he revealed himself to be a quick study. As the Vice writes, Andy and Don were stunned, first at Jim's talent and at his swift rise. Each of them had spent long years honing his craft, while Jim had arrived at the Griffith Show seemingly fresh off the bus from Alabama, yet the chemistry among the three transplanted Southerners was immediate. A spinoff seemed inevitable. The connection that Jim Nabors made with the television audience was profound, and Andy Griffith felt there could be a better use for his talents than as a recurring character on the show. Notes devised, Andy had previously pestered Aaron Rubin, producer of the Griffith Show, to find a star vehicle for his ascended co-star. Now Andy marched into Aaron's office, sat down, put his feet up on Aaron's desk, and announced, "I ain't leaving until we come up with something for Jim." Aaron told Andy, "Well, Jim, Gomer is such an easygoing, peace-loving, sweet guy. I'd like to see him thrust into a situation where he comes up against everything diametrically opposite to his character. Something almost violent. Something just like the Marines." Gomer Pyle USMC. Gomer Pyle USMC aired on CBS from 64 to 69 for a total of 150 episodes, 30 of them in black and white, and then the balance in color. The show saw one of Mayberry's two mechanics, the other being Goober, enter the Marines, where he'd be trained by and constantly squaring off innocently against Frank Sutton's Sergeant Carter. The show had a limited premise. The original idea behind the series is that Sergeant Carter was in command of a boot camp that Gomer was sent to, which was great, but for 5 years. In 5 years, Gomer somehow never left boot camp, laughs Mark. It was stuck in its premise, and they started to completely redo storylines over again. They also kept a large hook into the Andy Griffith Show. Francis Bobbier and Ron Howard appeared on the show, and they were episodes where Gomer went back to Mayberry. He always made sure the connection was there. He voluntarily ended Gomer Pyle. After 5 seasons, Jim Nabors was ready to leave Gomer Pyle behind as he wanted to get more fully involved with singing and take advantage of offers to perform in Vegas. Additionally, in 1969, he began starring the Jim Nabors Hour on CBS, a variety show that co-starred Frank Sutton and Ronnie Shell from Gomer Pyle, and would feature comedy sketches and guest singers. He continued to work steadily. The only other regular series gig Jim Nabors had after that was the Saturday morning live-action television series The Lost Saucer, co-starring Laugh-In's Ruth Buzzy. But he worked constantly, making a wide variety of guest appearances on episodic and variety shows, starring in a touring production of Man of La Mancha, and enjoying an extensive singing career that included clubs, airs, albums, and so on. Jim Nabors in the 1990s. 91, Jim Nabors was awarded his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, though 3 years earlier he nearly lost his life as a result of liver failure from hepatitis B. Through the efforts of a close friend, Carol Burnett, he was able to get a transplant from the University of California, transforming what seemed to be a death sentence into an additional 23 years of life. There was love in his life, and not just from his fans. Jim was in a relationship with Stan Cottewalder from 38 years at the time that they were married in 2013, the two of them having moved in Hawaii at 76, where they ran a successful macadamia plantation on Maui. Says Jeffrey Mark, he was happy in his life, happy not having to worry about what people were saying about him, and he found his personal serenity there. Good for him, and good for him going public before others did. The legacy of Jim Nabors and Gomer Pyle lives on. Jim Nabors died on November 30th of 2017 at the age of 87. Memory of him and the character of Gomer Pyle enduring to this day. When he appeared on Alan Newsom's podcast, he was asked his feelings regarding all of the love and good wishes expressed by fans from around the world when he was ill, which signaled him just how beloved he actually was. I thank them very much for their love and their kindness and their compassion to help me out during my time of need, he responded. It was truly a blessed time for me. I found out a lot of things about myself, found out a lot of things about life. Most people go through life never facing up to their mortality, but once you have to do it, it's a cleansing effect. I know this one's kind of long, but I just find Jim Nabors very interesting. I mean, he lived a life, man. He really lived life, and when it come time to slow down, and like most stars, they just incapable of doing that. Off to Hawaii, macadamia farm, rest, relax. Awesome. I'd like to do that someday, but I have no money, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. All I got for you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you have not yet, please like this video. Appreciate it. You guys have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.